E aí pessoal, beleza? Bom, hoje tô aqui para mais um vídeo. Mais um vídeo da série de Genshin Impact. Vamos continuar, né? Se você quiser ver essa série desde o início, eu vou deixar um card aqui em cima. E, se puder, se inscrever no canal e ativar o sininho, ajuda demais. Beleza, pessoal? Bom, né, não é... Seguinte, ó. O que tem aqui? Evento novo, né? E fiz missão diária. Vamos pegar aqui o prêmio, ó. Tá aí. E hoje vamos seguir a missão. Que isso, Bert? Canto melodioso, né? Sussurros delicados como fios. Visite a hora que vocês e ela, ou ele, eu acho que é ela, né? Combinaram se aproxima. Vocês se preparam para fazer uma visita a ela, sim. Para conferir o progresso da inscrição do cristal flamejante. Tá bem ali, ó. Eu lembro dessa casa que a gente veio aquele dia, numa missão que a gente fez lá atrás. A gente veio aqui, ajudamos até o bicho de estimação dela, né? Ele tinha subido aquele morro ali, ó. Vamos ver. Tá ali o bicho de estimação dela, tá ali, ó. Bora.
Go on now, Yengu. Nachika is still resting. Hey, Tlasoli, we're here! Oh, what a surprise. And even Shilonin is here too.
Viemos visitar ela.
Oh, it's been a while since I've seen you,
Pronunciar esses
Auntie.
nomes é difícil. Tá.
I received Nachika's letter. She wanted a copy of To Kill the Brave, right? Well, I've brought the book for her. There are several editions of the book in Natlan, and I wasn't sure which version she'd prefer.
Tá lá,
I asked a
Paimon.
messenger from the Scions of the Canopy. It seems this softcover edition is one of the most popular options, so I brought it for Nachika.
Netica.
You haven't changed a bit, Shilonin.
Lazuli. Vou chamar ela de Lazuli. Lápis Lazuli, né?
Let's
Nome
go
de que é trem?
inside. I was just
Eu
boiling
acho que
some
é.
chocolatl, so you can all try some.
Eu estava fervendo um pouco de chocolate, ó. Aí sim, chocolate quente. Bora.
Shilonin used to love drinking chocolatl. When she was little,
Chocolate
she
é
would
muito bom.
always have several cups every time she came to visit me.
Faz mal se beber muito, né?
You were already a big girl by the time I finally had my Nachika. Alright, for now let's... Oh, Auntie, let Traveler. Please help me get her into the house.
Vamos nessa.
Paimon will help too. Be good, Yengu, and don't get in the way.
Alright, let's get indoors. Watch your step.
Vamos lá. A gente vai conhecer a primeira vez a filha dela, né? Ontem tempo que a gente não... Que a gente veio aqui, perguntou da filha dela, falou que não tava aí, né? Tava descansando, coisa assim.
Sorry. Nachika's illness has been flaring up recently, so I was up for a few nights. I suddenly started to feel dizzy in the sun. I hope I didn't scare you. Have a seat. I'll fetch you a few cups of chocolatl. Please wait a moment. Oh, I've already brought them over. This cup's for you, Auntie. And these are for you too.
Chocolatl? What does it taste like? Paimon's heard that it can be pretty bitter. Traveler, could you give it a try first?
Chocolate amargo?
Oh, don't worry. Auntie always adds a lot of sugar. It won't be bitter. The last time you came to visit, you were still just a kid. But now you're a pillar of the Children of Echoes. No. Oh, well, it's all thanks to the drinks I had here and the books I happen to read.
Vocês são próximas há muito tempo, então?
We heard that you two are from the same tribe, but Paimon had no idea you were so close.
When I was little, my parents were always talking about how skilled Auntie was at forging ancient names and how she was a good role model for the rest of us. The moment I became idle at home, they would toss me into Auntie's workshop to watch and learn.
Then I would have your parents go back, boil you a pot of chocolatl, and let you play in the house.
Yeah, and then I would drink and listen to you banging away with your tools. But eventually, she moved out of the tribe to find some more space, and I didn't have the chance to visit again after that.
But why did you seem so familiar with the place when you went to the kitchen for the drinks just now?
Because the layout of this place is identical to her old house. Let me see. Yeah, that should be Nichka's bedroom then.
That's right. I remember you used to hunker down in the room to read and draw. But you're all grown up now. Even if you wanted to live here, I'm afraid you've already outgrown Nichka's bed.
Shilori é exatamente como uma irmã mais velha para Nechka.
That's how Nichka sees Shilonen too. Whenever she's feeling better, she always asks me when her pen pal sister will be coming to visit.
Well, yeah, I'm here now. And even brought a gift as an apology. I'll leave the book.
You said Nichka asked you for the book? I hope it wasn't too much trouble to get. Really, I'm surprised that she even asked you for a present. When she's at home, she'd even ask me for... Maybe I've been too strict with her. She's obviously starting to like her big sister.
Oh, really? Well, I'd say I really haven't done enough to deserve the title of Big Sister. Yeah, I wasn't able to help her when she was sick, and I didn't even come and visit her that many times. Well, the only thing I have been able to do...
Don't be too hard on yourself, Shilonen. You have great responsibilities as the name engraver of the tribe. We both know you are far too busy to take care of her. The responsibilities on your shoulders also became far heavier when I gave up on my work.
A responsabilidade nos seus ombros também se tornaram bem mais pesadas quando eu mudei meu trabalho. Ombros não, né, gente? Não, de boa.
You
Deu pra
just
entender.
had more important things to tend to, Auntie. No one in the tribe blames you. We all know that Nichka needs her mother's care.
Eu leio tudo errado também, né, então?
But that doesn't change the fact that I gave up on my work. And even now, I still have not found the courage to pick up my hammer. I'm sorry to leave you to shoulder all the responsibilities alone, Shilonen.
Oh,
Whoa, why so somber all of a sudden? Don't be so sad, everyone.
oh, relax, Auntie. I can handle the work. But once Nichka is back on her feet, you should get back to work. You'll be the one who's busy then. And I'll be sitting at the side drinking chocolatl and cheering you on.
If that day really comes, you can have as much chocolatl as you like.
A condição dela é mesmo tão séria?
If you asked me before, I wouldn't, but now that she's gradually recovering, I've also gained some courage to face what happened back then. Nichka's illness actually originates from the abyss.
Enfim, eu posso absorver, purificar. Eu posso purificar quem está com o abismo, quem está infectado com o abismo lá. Se for isso, né?
That night, I was in the tribe, having a discussion over the forging of new ancient names. Before we could finish our discussion, the alarm started to ring outside. A horde of monsters from the abyss suddenly attacked the tribe. I joined the fray as well, and it wasn't until the monsters were repelled that I got back home with some guards from the tribe. I can't remember how long I spent searching for her. Maybe for 2 or 3 days. She was holding a dried up embercore flower in her hand, and there were traces of abyssal corruption around her wounds. I know. It was all my fault. Before the incident, Nichka had asked if work was busy at the time, so I told her that if she could find an embercore flower, I would use it as material to forge her an ancient name. Oh, Nichka, my daughter, my Nichka. I was holding her in my arms, but no matter how many times I called her, I was the one who decided to move my workshop to the outskirts of our tribe for work. And I was the one who left her home alone. Oh, my daughter, my Nichka.
Whoa, hey! It's okay, She already has the strength to write letters now, doesn't she? Well, Shilonen has
As
even brought her
coisas
a
vão
gift.
melhorar.
Sorry. I just can't control myself whenever I remember that time. Phew. All right. It's not every day that we get guests. I asked someone to buy some ingredients for me. So, why don't you stay for dinner tonight? I'll make some shrimp bisque, grilled fish and mint sauce, and tower tacos.
Oh, help! That sounds like a lot to make, and we don't want you to tire yourself out.
Chega de conversa, vamos começar com o ovo frito.
Huh? She mentioned all those delicious dishes, and you're just going to make a fried egg?
Exatamente.
Thank you both, but don't worry. You three just need to make sure everything gets eaten up. I can't eat.
Oh, we haven't had anything to eat yet, so don't worry. We'll make sure there are no
Perguntou mesmo se ela vai comer tudo, é brincadeira. Prometo que os pratos ficarão limpinhos.
Ah, it just occurred to me that Shilonen likes to eat cheesy crab hot pot. Why don't I make that instead of the grilled fish and mint
Caranguejado, ó.
sauce? I remember you don't like picking out fish bones.
Nah, both are fine with me. I've learned to just chew up the fish bones now.
Oh, come on now. If you don't want to pick out the bones, I could... Anyway, for dessert, would you like a cup of grain fruit or chocolate?
Cup of green fruit.
Chocolate.
How about a cup of green fruit mixed with chocolate?
Okay, got it. I'll go start cooking, but could you do me a favor? I ordered a bunch of ingredients, and they should be here any minute now. Would you go check by the door and see if they were worried? Come on, Shilonen. Stop lying around. You shouldn't nap before dinner. It'll ruin your appetite.
Hey, I'm not a kid anymore, you know. You don't have to worry about my appetite.
That's beside the point. If you don't watch out for your health while you're still young, then when you get older, you'll...
All right, all right.
Bora.
We'll go check on the ingredients with Shilonen. It isn't far.
That kid.
Ajude a recuperar os produtos. Vamos lá pegar. Recuperar não, né? Trazer para dentro de casa. Os caras fizeram entrega, né?
No one's come to deliver the ingredients yet. Paimon thought we'd see someone come flying down on a Yunkasaur.
A messenger from the Scions of the Canopy wouldn't be flying here. They usually... No need to look. There isn't anyone on the cliffs.
Talvez o entregador tenha se perdido.
I just saw a ghost.
Ih,
Hey, you there. Sorry, but does Tlisol...
Oh, are you the one who's supposed to deliver the ingredients?
não vejo ingrediente.
Ingredients? Are you kidding? I was nearly eating myself. Never mind that now. Those monsters are still hot on my heels. Please, you've got...
Shilonen, we... Whoa, she's already gone up to fight the monsters? Let's go help her out.
Vamos lá. Deixa com nós.
Stabilize.
Esse é o novo monstro? Eu já enfrentei esse monstro, não? Tem que carregar o especial.
Solidify.
Solidify.
Order. Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Bring it! Let the mountains face boil!
Agora sim. Pronto.
All right, that should be it for the monsters. Yeah, was he? Oh, it also seems we're in good luck. The goods were...
Strange, we didn't see any monsters on the way here.
Você não provocou
Yeah,
eles?
right. I use this road to deliver goods all the time, and I've never been attacked like... It's the main road in and out of the tribe, so people often come here to clear out any monsters. This area is usually very safe. I don't know what happened, but it seems like all the monsters around here have gone berserk. Even the docile Tepetlosaurs are in a frenzy. Tlisoli doesn't even forge ancient names anymore, so why can't she just move back to the tribe? If she comes back, Nachka will even be able to find some playmates. She's so young. Nachka's playmates. No, wait, I feel like my kids have played with her before. They've even told me about... Strange. I always remembered it before.
Olha,
How could I forget all of a sudden?
ele tá esquecendo. Aquela outra mulher ela tava esquecendo lá da loja lá, do início. Do vídeo passado. No vídeo passado a gente viu. Tava conversando com a mulher lá, a mulher também tava esquecendo as coisas. E que é isso?
Look at that! He has a Blaze Gem inscription too!
Parece que tem um mercado bom para essas
You
inscrições.
should go back to the tribe. It seems like you had quite the scare today. We'll take the... I'll carry these bags, and you two can carry the rest.
Paimon pode ajudar.
Oh, sure! Paimon can take care of these.
If you say so. Thank you so much. I guess today's just a really bad day for me to go outside.
That's so weird. Why is everyone we run into today having trouble remembering stuff?
É isso aí. E todos carregam o cristal.
Paimon's not sure how to say it, but she's got a strange feeling about this. Like it's all somehow.
Once you live long enough, you'll eventually start experiencing... Let's bring the ingredients back. Otherwise, we won't have anything...
Squall and Fury.
Bora. E o rango, vamos ver se está pronto. O rango. Olha aí.
Ah, you're finally back. What took you so long? I was...
Oh, yeah, we, ran into some small problems.
All right. As long as everything's okay now. You'll have a...
Ela começa a preparar a refeição. Pratos são postos à mesa.
Oh,
Olha.
there's so much tasty food!
Que isso, hein?
Amazing, Tlasoli!
They were all pretty simple dishes to make. Don't be shy. Dig in, everyone.
Não é pra voar na mesa, Paimon.
Paimon can't reach that dish! Could you give Paimon some? Come on!
Ooh, yeah. Can I get another serving, please?
You're done already? Do you even chew in your...
Of course! Didn't I say that I chew up the fish bones? I'll have just one more fish and leave the rest for Nachka.
Ô louco, ela mastiga a espinha do peixe.
It's okay. Just go ahead and eat all you'd like. Nachka can't eat these dishes and her body is too weak to digest these kinds of things. I'll just make some broth for...
Oh no. But Paimon thought she'd already recovered from her illness.
Injuries caused by the abyss cannot be undone. The doctor said the fact that she's stable is already... But it's okay. Nachka can talk to me now and can even hold my hand. That's more than I could ask for, even if she will never again know that I am her...
What do you mean?
The doctor said the abyss has had an irreversible effect on Nachka's soul. She's
louco.
The doctor also said this sort of memory loss isn't like simply forgetting something. Rather, she can no longer remember anything.
Huh?
You know about the woven scrolls that the Masters of the Nightwind use to record things, right? Well, generally speaking, forgetting things is like when the woven scrolls would gradually start to fade. As long as you repaint and weave the threads again, the faded memories will come back
Tem
to
monte de
life.
gente. Monte de gente com problemas de memória nessa região.
But the case of Nachka's memory loss is as if her woven scroll had been cut in two, and the portion of the past was burnt to ashes. The books she loved to read, the flowers she took joy to grow, and the time she spent in this house were all cut off by the abyss. As one example of that, Nachka now only sees me as a strange, unfamiliar auntie who... She's a good kid, and doesn't want to upset this lady who's been taking care of her so much. But I've always had a feeling that she's constantly wondering about things like, where is her real mother? Why is she stuck here in this house? Was she abandoned? Nachka really has no idea that her real mother is right in front of her, and has never left.
So you plan on recreating Nachka's woven scroll?
What do you mean?
Or should I say, you've already started reweaving that scroll long ago.
De quem é?
The delivery guy's. I saw it hanging from his waist, so I asked to borrow it from him. Don't worry, I'll return the inscription to him once we've figured everything out. These things aren't cheap, after all.
When did you know?
Yeah, I noticed it back when Blaze Gem inscriptions suddenly became popular among the tribe. It was then that I also noticed that everyone wearing Blaze Gem inscriptions had varying degrees of memory loss. Traveler, you've picked up on it too, haven't you?
As perdas de memória de todos têm algo a ver com Nitka.
Accessories made using ancient names forging techniques. For what's only supposed to be a pretty souvenir, this inscription contains a phlogiston engraving with the shapes and patterns of these engravings are also identical to that of an ancient name. By making just a few slight adjustments to the layout and connections of the main pattern, you can pretty much qualify this Blaze Gem inscription, and yet you've never told anyone about these engravings in the Blaze Gem inscriptions that can be activated at any time. Am I right, Auntie?
I knew you were a sharp one, Shilonen. That's right. I have a way to cure Nechka and restore all her memories. I want to forge an ancient name for Nechka that contains all of her past memories.
Você vai fazer um nome antigo para Nitka, mas nomes antigos devem ser aprovados pelo Ayobi.
And the reason they must be approved by the Wyab is because the memories they bear are all stored within the ley lines. Extracting those memories from the ley lines requires the Wyabs, but your plan wouldn't need you to do any of that, right, Auntie? Your Blaze Gem inscriptions will help you complete that part of your plan in the ley line's place. You will use the inscriptions to form a massive memory bank for Nechka. And the ancient names you're trying to forge will be used to extract corresponding memories from the memory bank.
A memory bank? Wait, so the reason all those people were having trouble remembering stuff is because the Blaze Gem inscriptions took away any memories related to Nechka?
Mesmo Nitka esquecer por passado, a vida dela foi testemunhada por outras pessoas. Tá, entendi. Todo mundo que teve contato com Nitka lembra como ela era antes. Aí a mãe dela tá pegando essas memórias das pessoas que lembram como a Nitka era antes. Pega essas partes, coloca na Nitka. Ela tem a mesma personalidade de antes.
Using other people's memories of Nechka to reconstruct her past? This is the...
You've seen through my plans, Shilonen. You're as outstanding as ever. Far more. I intend to use this method to collate all the memories related to Nechka and allow...
But wouldn't extracting memories like that hurt the person carrying the blaze?
Not at all. Every time a Blaze Gem inscription extracts memories, the process is under my precise control. That way, this is the central inscription that controls all the other Blaze Gem inscriptions, which will also soon serve as Nechka's ancient...
You made all of this yourself, Tlasoli?
Embora não seja o nome antigo oficial, ainda é muito para se fazer sozinha.
Yes, it was lots and lots of work. You saw it yourself. I nearly fainted just from I could collapse tomorrow, or even in the next few moments. But Nechka's ancient name is still far from... I've solved the issue of storing memories, but I still don't know how to connect Nechka up to this central inscription.
I thought you just modify your own ancient name.
I considered it, but this matter doesn't have anything to do with my ancient... It's of no help to me, and I don't need its help now.
You know the price to pay for making something like...
Yes, I do. But as long as I can get my Nechka back, I'm willing to do whatever it... Otherwise, Nechka won't have any chance of reclaiming her past. She won't remember me, and she won't even remember why her name is Nechka. When that time comes, she'll be left to drift around the world all alone. She is my daughter, the one to whom I gave the Nechka name. Whether it be as her mother or as a name engraver, I can't
Shilonen?
Deixe ela pensar sobre isso por um momento. Deixe ela decidir.
I'll take the central inscription with me. I'm going to completely disassemble it to confirm its components and uses. I won't make any promises until I've checked everything. Say goodnight to Nechka for me, Auntie.
Oh, wait. I've also finished the inscriptions for the Traveler in Paimon. Let me fetch them for you.
Oh, valeu.
I'm sorry it took me so long to finish them.
Hold on, Auntie. The Traveler and Paimon have never met Nechka before, so you can't draw any memories from them.
É isso que queria fazer também?
That wasn't my intention. They're just ordinary gifts. Please, take them.
É, a gente nunca viu essa Nechka aí. Como é que ela vai, né? Ou será que ela quer outra coisa?
What was that noise?
Nechka must have woken up and wants to get out of bed on her own. Sorry, I'll go check on... Nechka! Don't try to get out of bed. Just tell Mom if you need anything.
You go ahead and take care of Nechka, Auntie. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon. There are a few things I want to tell you.
Tá bom. A gente não conheceu a filha dela, então não tem por que
Let's head
roubar.
back to the tribe first. There are some things I need to get from my workshop. Disassembling the central inscription? It's not going to be easy.
Não dá pra entrar, não. Bom. Ela ia nos dar um negócio daquele. Provavelmente ela ia tentar roubar nossa memória, não? Mas tipo, roubar a nossa memória que tem nossa lembrança sobre a Nechka, sendo que a gente nem viu a Nechka. Nunca viu ela. Então, tá ligado? Não faz sentido. Vamos ver.
You two can wait outside for a moment. I just need to go in and grab something. The workshop is a little messy, so unfortunately, I won't be able
Eu
to show
curto uma
you around.
baguncinha.
Oh, yeah, that's not really what I mean. It's not the mess. It's just that the workshop is cluttered with way too much stuff. Books, files, and even everything's piled up to the ceiling. You probably won't know where to... Kachina suffered quite an unfortunate series of events the last time she went inside. Well, I suppose it was my fault for being so focused on searching. After entering the workshop, she was shocked to find herself face to face with a massive woven scroll from the Masters of the Nightwind, and then she turned around and knocked over. She tried to step out of the way, but tripped on a poster tube that was behind her, and then boom! The forging blueprints came crashing down right
Que
onto
isso?
her head.
Oh no!
Deve ter doído.
She's lucky I noticed in time. I found Kachina in a daze and managed to save her before an entire set of the history of the Children of Echoes was about. Ever since then, Kachina always waits outside the door and doesn't dare take a step in whenever she comes to see me.
Será que tem tantos livros lá dentro?
Yeah, you're an artisan and craftswoman after all. We thought there would be weapons and armor hanging all over. But it seems more like a library.
Well, my primary work is forging ancient names, which is much trickier than making swords and tools. Aside from the necessary craft, you probably already know that each ancient name represents a certain spirit, behind which are countless related stories to support. In other words, the essence of an ancient name is the physical manifestation of a certain. And as a name engraver, when I'm working on a new ancient name, I'm not only trying to give it a physical shape, but more importantly, I'm also trying to understand the spirit contained within. And to do that, I have to collect as many related stories as possible. But, as you might know, people tend to add a lot of extraneous details when it comes to stories about themselves. For stories that have been clearly exaggerated or altered, I must gather other related stories and information as cross-references. This way, I can filter out all the absurd and exaggerated details and restore the person's life to its true nature. Only in true stories can you find the authentic spirit. And this is the only way for the spirit to become an ancient name that matches its essence.
We've heard about the concept behind ancient names before, but after hearing you explain the details, Paimon can't help but think that ancient names are really powerful.
Se eles pudessem ser mais poderosos,
Well, no matter how powerful ancient names could be, they would never be able to suddenly turn into a blade or allow you to smash through an entire cliff in one punch. It's just a form of spiritual power that's passed down from generation to generation. Well, take your own. From the moment you appeared in this world, some person had already prepared, and that person then condensed this blessing into your name and gave it to you as a gift. It may feel like the moment you received your name is already in the past, but it will always stay with. Names are blessings for the future from people standing in the past. Well, with this blessing, people will become more confident as they walk into their future. To put it another way, it's like having a lamp in your hand.
Oh, Paimon gets that. If you're alone when you're walking in the dark, it's easy to get scared and tired quickly. But if someone else is walking with you, then it won't be nearly as scary. And, well, you might still get tired, but the Traveler always has Paimon by his side, though, so he'll never have to worry about... Oh, Paimon sure many wish they could be in your shoes, Traveler.
É sempre você que se cansa quando estamos na estrada.
Paimon's always
É verdade.
lying. Of course it gets tiring. But we're getting off topic. We can talk about that later.
Pelo menos tente não comer tanto.
Anyway, this is what Plisoli told me when I was training as a name engraver. And to be honest, I've only understood 20% of what she said at most. I've never been able to
But doesn't that mean you basically don't get it?
Well, that's not entirely true. Auntie and I have at least come to a consensus on the most important... you know what? I am sick of talking. We can talk about all of this later. Please, wait a moment while I grab my things.
Vai lá. Johnny abre a porta, os barulhos de batida saem da oficina, seguidos de rangidos agonizantes. Eventualmente, ela sai pela porta com uma caixa. Ela se vira e chuta a porta, encerrando o barulho de livros empoeirados caindo no chão.
Did you hear a whole section of something collapse?
It's fine, it's fine. It was just a bunch of very old ancient name records. I, kept this set of phlogiston wedges in the back, so it wasn't easy to take out. I had to... Come on, let's go disassemble the central inscription.
Ajude Shilonen a desmontar a inscrição de cristal. Vamos lá.
Here we are. This is the place.
This cliff is pretty high. What are we going to do here? Are we going to climb to the very top and then throw this inscription down the cliff?
Tenho certeza que Shilonen sabe o que está fazendo. Estamos desmontando e não destruindo.
I'm going to use phlogiston to make an engraving circle on the cliff wall. That will allow me to investigate the internals of... Now let me see if this thing can even turn on. I was still in a... Before we attempt to engrave the inside pattern of an ancient name with phlogiston, we always use this to draw out the engraving deck. Only after we've confirmed that phlogiston can flow properly through the internal engravings, can we start formally working on the small internal engraving. If we want to dismantle the central inscription in a non-destructive manner, we'll have to use this thing. I really don't want to engrave such a large diagram with my bare hands.
Oh, so you'll be able to see what it looks like on the inside without ruining...
For the most part. If it were just an ordinary unfinished ancient name piece, I'd just take it apart and pour phlogiston. But since it's a central inscription, it would be better not to destroy the blessing.
So, Shilonen, does this central inscription fall under the 20% you understand about ancient names? Or the other 80% you don't understand?
Tenho 80% de chance de ser parte do 20%.
Oh, don't worry. As I said, Auntie and I share an understanding of the most important principle, which is names are intrinsically valuable. Only by having names can things be sorted and categorized. they allow the world to become more orderly and, for example, when I order ore, I would usually say I need volcanic crystals of about 35% purity and no more than 3% of impurities. Without specific names, I would only be able to go to the ore merchant and say, I want this and this. No, this isn't it. That one. No, not that one either. Yeah, you see what I mean? Names are a crucial part of how we standardize our workflow. Without names, the work would be impossible.
Então você está falando sobre uma perspectiva técnica.
Yes, because forging ancient names is first and foremost a technical job. As for the question of why it's important, as long as it does not affect your ability to perform your work, you'll gradually understand it as you put the process into practice.
É suficiente.
After all, creating an ancient name is quite the complicated process. Well, let me break it down even further. We're not in the tribe right now anyway. Essentially, by forging ancient names, I'm assigning giving someone a name is a subjective expression. You just need to express your hopes and wishes for them. But giving someone a nickname is a much more objective expression. To come up with a fitting and accurate nickname requires much thought and if ancient names or nicknames aren't descriptive enough, no one will remember them anyway. So the best I can do is gather all the information I could and try to come up with the most fitting nicknames possible. Even a minor mistake in the process could cause people to misunderstand the nickname. For a name engraver such as myself, such mistakes would be considered a major blunder.
Paimon, apelidos são sua especialidade. Viu, seus apelidos precisam de mais reflexão e observação.
Paimon isn't trying to come up with a nickname for Shilonen. Besides, all of Paimon's nicknames have been very descriptive.
Capitão
Everyone can
Pai.
remember them.
Capitão Pai é o melhor.
Phew, now I'm curious. Why don't you, come up with one for me?
Vamos ver.
Are you
Of course, this is also my line of work, you know.
a nickname? Shilonen. Well, she uses phlogiston to forge weapons and make names for others.
É melhor ser um decente.
Smith?
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
Ferreira.
Quite fitting, too. But, you should keep observing my work, Paimon. Maybe you'll come up with an even better nickname. Right, okay. Time to make like a smith and start smithing. Watch close.
Vamos ver. Eita. Vincule a cunha do florista ativada.
Adjust the inclination by 2 degrees. Stop. The error margin is within an acceptable amount, but I'll extend the inscription link a little more just to be safe. I'll leave some space here. When the linked engravings are activated, the inscriptions here will overlap with each other. There. That should complete the flow.
Que isso, hein? Muito demais.
Amazing, Shilonen! You were running all over that cliff as if it was flat ground!
Esse é o poder dos filhos dos ecos.
Oh no, it doesn't have anything to do with my tribe. It's just the phlogiston adhesive I have on. But after all that running around, I'll have to infuse them with more phlogiston again. Huh. I should prepare a spare supply of phlogiston to bring with me next time.
Não me diga que você está realmente coberta de equipamento de trabalho dos pés à cabeça.
More or less, yeah. I usually have at least the key equipment on hand. I can show them to you when we next find the time, but let's get to work first. Let me see. Start with Anchor 1 and activate it with Density 3 phlogiston.
Whoa! A super huge diagram just appeared! Fasoli's central inscription is even floating!
Após um tempo, as explosões de flogisto acabam e a inscrição central retorna às mãos de Xilonen.
So are you done checking the inscription, Shilonen? How does it look?
I didn't find any anomalies in the Phlogiston engraving. All the adjustments are indeed based on ancient name engraving techniques.
Tá tudo normal? Então quer dizer...
That means we can help Tlasoli and Nichka now, right?
Well, probably, but I have good news and bad news. Oh, but I'm also just going to go ahead and share both.
Paimon will cover her ears after the good news.
Uma boa ideia.
Well, even if you cover your ears, the issue will still continue to exist. But, what are your thoughts on absorbing memories?
Não parece certo.
I knew you felt the same way, and that'll save me some initial explanation. I've never been very good at that anyway. It's, hard to control the absorption of memories. Technically speaking, this type of inscription has the power to do far more. By herself, Auntie can't handle that level and scope of work, but if she has accomplices, it is
Accomplices? You make it sound like she's committed.
Well, here's the good news. Yes, this Blaze Gem inscription would be the perfect tool to commit crimes, but we haven't found any accomplices or signs that she intends to. From a purely objective standpoint, we can consider that possibility. The bad news is, there's still an underlying problem with this Blaze Gem inscription that I believe I've mentioned this before. Ancient names operate with the help of the Wyab, granting them the power to read information kept in this process. The Wyab actually function like relays, helping the ancient name bearer sense the information from within. If you remove the Wyab from the process and don't use any tools, then finding a specific story is akin to trying to scoop up a specific grain of sand from a rushing river.
Então, antes mesmo de conseguir pegar areia, você provavelmente se afogaria.
Exactly. Anyone who attempts to do so will likely lose most of their cognitive function or become a babble. No, let's consider the memories that Auntie has gathered as the ley line. And there's no way Auntie would let Nechka plunge into the river of memories without any tools. She'd only be. And considering that Nechka has forgotten all of her past, she'll be unable to work on her. Only Aunt Tlasoli can help her filter the correct memories of her past. So, if my hypothesis is correct, Auntie is actually planning on turning herself into Nechka's Wyab to help her extract the corresponding memories in the different situations she may face.
Faz sentido.
In an ideal world, this would be perfectly fine, as long as every extracted memory is correct. And I also believe that there won't be any mistakes in everything that Auntie remembers about. But Auntie is not a Wyab. Her body won't be able to handle the load for long.
Entendo, esse é o problema que não podemos ignorar.
How can we solve this problem? No matter how we try, Tlasoli will.
A Tlasoli, né? Ela tá pronta para pagar o preço.
Names are blessings for the future from people standing in the past. I've also made up my mind.
Bom, a Tlasoli lá, que o nome é meio estranho de pronunciar, vai ser sacrificada pelo jeito. Mas aí é uma decisão dela, né?
Too slow.
Fazer o que, né? Ela quer recuperar a memória da filha dela, né? Galera, deixa eu ver se dá pra fazer, acho que não dá. Tá vendo? Aqui faltam 2, eu queria girar 50 vezes. Dá pra eu comprar aqui? Dá. Vamos lá? Vamos girar 50 vezes hoje, tá bom? Aqui no banner da Xilonen. Da última vez que a gente girou em banner foi o banner do Kinit, né? E a gente conseguiu o Kinit. A gente girou acho que 40 vezes. Ou 30 vezes, não sei. No banner dele. Conseguimos ele. Então, vou girar aqui 50 vezes. A chance é bem pequena de a gente conseguir ela. Porque tem aquele negócio dos 50%, né? De 50% de chance de vir ela. 50% de chance de vir outro. Pode ser que nem venha aí, tem lendário, né? Mas vamos tentar, vamos lá. Então, eu vou girar 50 vezes. Bora. 10 vezes, vamos ver. Eu tenho isso? Eu não me lembro de ter esse arco, hein? Depois eu vou ver sobre ele. Eu não me lembro de ter esse arco, não. Não tenho. Se eu tivesse, ia aparecer aqui, não ia? Ou não? Não, acho que não. Acho que é só pra personagem, né? Depois eu vou ver lá no inventário lá. Vamos seguir. Vai vir coisa aí. Eu já tinha cola e não me lembro também se eu tinha ou não a cola. Depois a gente vai ver. Será que é a Shirone?
I am astrologist Mona
Não.
Magistus, meaning the great
Ou seja,
astrologist Mona. If it is
eu não lembro se eu tenho
divination
ela
you seek
também.
from me, then I
Eu
ask
acho que
you
eu não tenho.
respect my name by learning it wholly.
Depois a gente vai lá ver. Nossa. O louco veio 2, 4 estrelas. Ou 5 estrelas. A daqui eu já tinha, né? Que veio esse aqui. A daqui eu não tinha não, hein? Olha aí, rapaz. Tá bom, hein? Personagem que não tem, né? Vamos continuar girando aqui. Daqui a pouco eu vou lá ver um pouquinho. Tentar melhorar também. Personagem. Depois vou ver se dá pra girar no mochileiro também. Vai que eu juntei 10 giros lá. Aí eu giro lá também. Ok. Beleza. Vamos lá, temos mais 20 giros. Agora se vier 5 estrelas, aí é a Shirone, né? Porque não tem aquele negócio de 50%. Aqui já não veio porque não apareceu aquele brilho dourado, né? Mas foi bom. Eu acho que seria bom se viesse a Shirone lá de uma vez, né? Mas foi bom vir rápido logo 5 estrelas, né? Porque eu tinha tirado o Kinite pouco tempo atrás, bem pouco tempo. Nós já temos ela também. Tá aí. E os últimos 10. Ela vai vir agora, hein? Ó. Deu ruim. Vamos ver se dá pra girar o mochileiro. Já testamos ela. Tem vídeo aí testando. Então vamos lá. Ó. Primeiro a gente vem aqui. Aqui eu não vou trocar agora. Aqui não tem como trocar, né? Então vamos lá. Ó. O mochileiro eu tô com 6. Vou ver se dá pra pegar aqui, ó. O que é isso aqui? Faço 50 orações. Tá aí. A gente pega aqui. Temos também o arco. Ó, eu não tenho. Ó, primeira vez que eu tenho esse arco. Porcentagem de ataque. Aumenta o dano do ataque normal 40%. E aí, galera, esse arco aqui é bom para algum personagem? O que vocês acham? Esse aqui. Arco enferrujado. Tipo, ele é o melhor para algum personagem? Que eu não sei. Vamos lá, o primeiro, Adore, constelação, né? A gente já tinha esse, conseguimos esse. Quando o gênio da lâmpada cura o personagem a que está conectado em batalha, ele disparará um tiro Gine da posição desse personagem, que inflige dano equivalente a 50% do ataque da Dory. Temos também aqui, nós já temos 2, vamos para o terceiro e para o quarto. Aumenta o nível da habilidade Carícia das Flores em 3. Ao usar Segredo Mialvilhoso, aumenta a proficiência elemental de todos os personagens próximos em 60 por 2 segundos, exceto para a própria Collei. Aí. Tá aí. Temos essa daqui também. Quando o ritual sagrado Garça Guardiã atinge os inimigos, a vida máxima de Candace aumenta 20% por 15 segundos. Aí. E temos uma nova personagem. Eu gosto de ver o movimento. Vamos ver. Deu ruim. Aquele desenho é o mesmo dos talentos dela, será? Uma jovem astróloga misteriosa que proclama a si mesma como a grande astróloga Mona e que possui as habilidades para o título. É uma pessoa erudita, mas orgulhosa. Eu tenho aparência extra para ela? Quero ver o outro movimento. Aí. Ah, eu lembro da missão dela, ela não tinha grana, né, na missão. Eu lembro da missão. Não sei se foi ela que alugou uma casa, sei lá. Olha aí.
I don't get to buy new clothes often. I should really save this for special occasions.
Eu não mexo com planador. Tá aí, ó. Bom, eu já vou evoluir ela, galera, para pegar. Eu vou acender ela, ver se dá para acender. Eu devo ter. Ou não tem, brincadeira. Olha aí, tem estranho aqui. Vai dar bom, vai. Que eu pego um giro extra, né, no mochileiro aí, ó. Vai tá bom. Foi isso aí que a gente conseguiu nos giros. Agora a gente sabe que é 100% de certeza que, né, quando a gente for girar num banner futuro, a gente vai ter o personagem do banner. Né, cara? Que patética, cara. Não. É isso, galera. Amanhã a gente volta e segue a missão, tá bom? Missão aí, que é a missão lendária da Chironei. Beleza? É isso. Espero que vocês tenham gostado. Se puder, deixar o like. Muito obrigado. E até o próximo vídeo.